I wanted to make a quick video as to the story time thing that happened to me about like, say 6 months ago now, regarding the highly infamous, highly expensive jewelry brand being Cartier jewelry. Cartier? I literally watched a French dude on YouTube explain me how to pronounce it like 2 minutes ago, so he said Cartier. I'm gonna go with that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that one jewelry brand that makes the love rings and bracelets and all that kind of thing with essentially those little screws, and social media influencers seem to love it and literally stack them on their wrists like those silly bands that you saw as a kid in primary school, like the animal rubber bands that you would trade and then like stack on your wrist till your blood circulation would cut off. Yes. And despite the fact that social media influencers have kind of ruined Cartier jewelry, as well as a whole backstory around the fact that the love collection is literally meant to be that you screw it on your partner's wrist and you basically keep the screwdriver and never let them take them off because that's some weird representation of your undying love, bitches still seem to love Cartier jewelry. And I'm bitches. The little guilty confession of mine is that I buy fake Cartier jewelry. Oh, I'm confessing to my sins. I spend my money on Cartier dupes. But before you call me out and say all the things you want to say about me, I think they're cute, okay? And I don't have like 15 grand to waste on a bracelet. I am broke, and literally just me spending $5 on food at a cafe or a tuck shop literally makes me cry. So I gotta find a way to work around it, and this is my way of doing it. And if you haven't already noticed, I'm literally wearing the silver love ring and bracelet. And you know what? It actually holds up pretty well. Like, I was expecting it to tarnish because I wear it like all the time, and yet it's holding up pretty good. But I can't really say the same about the other matching pair that I bought that was supposed to be the rose gold ones. I have the ring here. I would show you the bracelet, but I probably threw it away in a fit of rage because I literally can't find it, because when I say these tarnish in 20 minutes, I mean it. So the ring is here. If you can't really see, it's like this really disgusting shade of tarnished, gross yellow. And to further add on to this combination of guilt I'm currently feeling to spending about like too much money on fake Cartier jewelry, is that after getting this one and being like, damn, like this tarnished in like 5 minutes, kind of not worth my money, I went and I bought another one. And this one is the one with the diamonds. And see, it looks all right actually from the front, but the issue is that when you turn it around, the diamond fell out. So it's just going, I just dropped it. It's all going downhill from here. After the second rose gold ring let me down, I stopped buying fake Cartier jewelry for a reason. But that's not what this story time that I'm gonna talk about is. It is about the random package that I received in the mail, as I said, about 6 months ago, addressed to my name, to my address, all the credentials to me, despite the fact that I never bought anything. And as a disclaimer, when I would buy these fake Cartier rings on, like, generally it was Etsy that I would buy it on, they would almost always send it to you in like either a plastic bag, or if they were feeling super extra generous, in one of those like black fabric bag things with like the string ties, it would like whoop, and it would, yes. This package, when I opened it, in it I found two things. One being and the second thing being these two pieces of paper, which I'm going to get to in a second. So if you didn't already figure, this is the box that real Cartier jewelry comes in. And I probably should mention that when you opened it, in it, I had literally found a third ring that I did not buy unless I randomly like fucking bought something in my sleep and used Donald Trump's leaked credit card info to buy it, in which I'm probably on a list somewhere. But nonetheless, a literal third Cartier ring that I should add, the thing that kind of freaked me out the most was, not only was it rose gold with diamonds, it was size 36, which is my ring size, which is literally the size of all the rings that I have personally bought in the past. So this weird ring that fully just showed up on my doorstep somehow meet all the criteria. how? And these two pieces of paper that I'll show you right now is this thing that also looks scarily legitimate, is the certificate of authenticity, and here is the invoice, essentially, is what this claims to be, even though it's all in Chinese and I can't read Chinese. So while I was about to profess myself a newly made millionaire, I ended up looking at the certificate of authenticity. And this is where my kind of initial infatuation over the idea that I had literally just been sent a very expensive ring kind of faded a bit, because as you can see on this certificate, while it has a signature, there is no, I think it's, yeah, no data production and no ID number. Plus, obviously you can't really tell looking at it through a camera, but this signature that you can see here, I don't know who the hell it is, but it's not real. It has been printed on. And on this invoice, despite the fact that I obviously cannot read Chinese, it did have an address on it, which apparently says Kings Road, Hong Kong. So I did a little bit of research on Google very quickly about Kings Road, Hong Kong, and if there was such Switzerland jewelry watch shop there. And apparently there was, but there was like no website, no photos, and when you look at Kings Road itself, I'm gonna be real, the place looks dodgy. Yeah, my high hopes that this third ring was somehow third time's a charm and the real deal faded pretty much like 20 minutes after I got it. But regardless, I kind of left it for a little while, and then eventually, I think it was like a day or two later, my mom and I decided to go out and get like dinner at a mall that I live nearby. And I was like, you know what? There's a jeweler store there. I may as well just take the ring and see what they have to say, because why not? So I took the ring there, and the girl who kind of helped us out, she told me that the person who would check if diamonds are real was not there, but she could use like this little machine thingy that she had to like scan and see if the gold on the ring was real. So I was like, yeah, girl, like take it, like just see what you can find out. And I shit you not, she scans the ring and then she looks at me and then she looks at the ring and then she looks at me again. She's like, yeah, it's real gold. I ended up giving her like a real brief rundown as to what happened, how I did not buy the ring, how it literally showed up in the mail, how now she's telling me it's real gold, despite the fact that I never thought it was legitimate. And obviously she found it really funny and she was laughing about it and she was like, what can I say? This is like the equivalent of winning the lottery, like have fun with it. So yeah, that's kind of where it ends, because I haven't really done much following up to that about this ring. I mean, I've kept it, I added it to my collection of fake, but also potentially not fake rings. I could just be shit talking a ring that is legitimately real. Yeah, and it's kind of just joined my collection, and don't freak out, but I may or may not have just gotten them all stuck on my thumb and I cannot get them off. Without addressing my internal panic, I did a little bit of research as well on the whole idea of a random package showing up to your house without you ever buying it. And what I could find was that on websites like Amazon or eBay or those kind of things, your information can get leaked, as we've all been new. And retailers, aka scammers, can basically send random shit to your house and then use that as a way to basically say that you received an item and used your name to make fake good reviews for their products. Like, I read about this one chick who like got sent a rubber fish or some shit in the mail and then saw her name was being used to like give this overwhelmingly positive review about some like couch. Yeah, I don't really know. Wrapping this all up, I'm going to come to the conclusion that this ring is fake. I mean, the packaging is, while it looks impressive to like begin with, you can kind of see little bits of like, you know, manufacturing flaws and the fact that there's fake signatures and fake stamps and no IDs, no data production things. I've come to the conclusion it's fake, and I just randomly got sent this ring because some scammer somewhere just randomly decided to be really nice after seeing my recent purchase history and was like, yeah, you know what, like, I'll give her another one. Yeah, that's kind of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really have not a lot to add to this aside from what I've said. I really don't know what's going on, but you know, it's nice to imagine that I'm balling. Be nice if I like just received more jewelry so I could just stack them on my thumb. I told you these are like silly bands, I literally can't get them off. Oh, okay. Okay, this is a good way to end the video. I managed to secure my thumb.